So in our refactor, let's revisit this from yesterday. Yarn start. Where were we? Just to refresh ourselves, let's raffle. We have Tina. Cool, it's working. I like it. So now I want to close that. Let's head over to our handy dandy requirements. So, problem is that we are only storing the names of who bought tickets. We want to store how many tickets they bought. Nope. How much the person paid. In addition to name.
So, question.
Yeah.
How does this Raffle thing works? Because if you pay more, you're still going to win the whole thing.
Yes.
So basically, you're not paying more; you're buying more tickets.
Yes.
So you would want
So now we're also buying one user can buy multiple tickets.
Sometimes they package them in, wait.
Punting
Discounts.
tomorrow. Yeah.
So the working assumption for this is that one ticket costs $5.
Yep.
And you can buy as many
tickets
as you want.
Yep.
For $5. So 20 is 4 tickets, 25 is 5 tickets.
Yep.
That sort of
Yep.
The other problem we're having is we're storing $5 for each.
Yeah, and that's fine for now.
Just set it up like that.
Yep. So it's always good to write out your assumptions. That's part of understanding the problem. So each ticket is $5. A user can buy multiple tickets.
How did we come up with the winner last?
So the winner is selected.
We randomly went to
Oh,
Yep, Windows. So with this new system, we also need to update how the winner is selected, right? Because now, if Bob bought 5 tickets, he should have a higher chance of being selected, right?
So 5 spots in the array, or
Something like that. So we need to update the winner selection to reflect multiple tickets. Let's go ahead and fix up these typos.
can we set this break the system so data wins?
Also, we have to add a text box or an input for them to see how many tickets they want.
Yep. Feel good for a good start? So let's kind of break this down a little bit. So our problem is not really a requirement. We want to store how much the person paid, how many tickets, and how many tickets. Right, so a user can buy multiple tickets. So we need to add a text box to see how many tickets they bought. We need to store the amount paid. We need to, per person, store the number of tickets per person.
So we're going to PDAC would be on D, right?
Right now, no, we're still under the P.
Even though we're talking about data structure.
Are we talking about data structures?
Well, storing, I guess not. Never mind.
Yeah, so we're saying like, hey, we need to save this somewhere. I don't know where yet.
Okay.
That is the next question I was going to ask. But yes, we are still we're right now kind of fluctuating between the P, the E, and the D right now. A little bit to the A. Yep.
Can we fix the Mike Smith problem?
The Mike Smith.
Same name.
Bonus. If we have time, we'll get there.
Oh.
The Mike Smith problem is if I have two Mike Smiths.
Tinas, two Tinas.
Yeah, or if I have two Tinas, something like that, how do I differentiate them?
So instead of picking a winner by picking a name, maybe assign numbers to the tickets itself.
Yep, assigning numbers to the tickets would fix that. But again, that's another layer of complexity, so I'm gonna kick that down.
So, do we have to track the ticket number?
We would. That's how we would fix that.
Okay.
But we're not gonna do it yet. That's a bonus.
Punting.
Punting. Boop. So, when using it by multiple tickets, add text box to user, store the amount paid per person, store the amount of tickets per person. We have a nice assumption here. Each ticket is $5, using it by multiple tickets. And then we have another high-level detail of updating the winner. All right.
Do we need to know how much display or keep track of how much each individual spent in a total?
So we're keeping track of how much paid per person here, so yes. We also need to change how we update the total now, right? Because if we recall how we displayed the total, it was just the total number of tickets times 5.
The length of the array.
It's the length of the array times 5. So now we have to kind of change how we calculate that. So we need to update how the total, the pot total, is calculated.
So in your requirements, usually you want to start out with a verb. You're always like saying add or update or store.
Yep.
We're starting with these like action words.
Yep.
To do this.
Because your code does something.
Do we have to have a function to divvy up the money?
I mean, we already have that.
Well, how much goes to the winner and how much goes to the organization?
So update the winner organization split. But it's just kind of go off of what Chris is saying. Like, yeah, it's always like my code's doing this. It's my code's doing an action, so it's updating. It's changing. It's displaying. It's storing. It's these strong action words kind of help me guide what I'm doing. So if I see update and then an action, it's like, oh, I'm going to go and have to change something. Whether that's changing a value, changing an algorithm, changing a function, changing a click event, changing a class, I'm changing something. So yeah, good
And if you
observation.
can't assign a verb to it, it probably shouldn't be a checkbox.
So like these ones really didn't have verbs, right? It's a problem and one is an assumption. Like each ticket is $5. Okay, that's not really a requirement or like an actionable item. That's here's an assumption. Here's something we have to have document and display about the problem, but we really okay.
So an assumption would be non-refundable?
Yes. So like you can't get a refund if you buy a ticket. So we now understand at least this first problem, right? We've broken it down a little bit. We know that we need to store a couple more things per user. A good example of that is that Tina buys one ticket for $5. Bob bought 10 tickets and spent $50. So I want to see those kind of details somewhere, either in the console or in the website or somewhere. I need to store those. So that's my example data. That's my expectation. That's my examples. How am I going to store that?
Object, alright.
An object inside of the array. Okay. Now the algorithm that we want to use is almost done for us. Oh, I named a bucket. Convenient. Let's shrink that up. Bam. So here's our algorithm. And now let's go down to the coding with intent. So our bucket is right here. Warning, once we make this change, our page is going to break hard. So bucket.pushName. So here is where we're getting our value. So here's where we're getting the old data structure, the string. So now let's change this a little bit. So I'm going to create a new buyer. Alright. And now the name is going to be, yep, name is going to be that. We have, what else we have? Tickets bought equals document.querySelector. Number of tickets bought.
There's a typo there.
There's a few typos there.
Should we made our HTML for number of tickets first, or just gonna do that later?
We're going to do that in about 30 seconds. This is me just like, I know I'm here. I know I'm going to need something. It's going to be a text box. We've established that already. So like, just because this doesn't exist today, or right now at 11:34, doesn't mean it's not going to exist whenever I run it at 11:37.
In terms of your flow, though, you would prefer to go and fix the JavaScript first?
Yep.
And then go back to the HTML?
It's that switching of contexts. It's like I'm here in JavaScript. I'm working on all my data structures. I just want to get everything there. Then I can head over to the HTML and add everything there again. Dot value. And now, I'm missing my comma. And now amount paid.
Shouldn't that do it by itself? Text box.
What do you mean?
That amount paid.
Yeah, so
You don't need to.
how are you going to, if I bought 5 tickets,
Okay, number of tickets about 5.
Can you,
so this is where we need this value right here, right? Because we already know how many tickets he bought, but we're storing it in an object. So what we'd have to do here, const tickets bought equals so I'm saying, grab me the amount of tickets bought from the text box that we haven't added yet, convert it to an integer, and then down here for amount paid, multiply that by 5.
So
So now we've created an object called buyer. Yes, you want to say something?
yeah, I want to figure out because we've been having this issue before that constant, the tickets bought, is outside of the scope, the buyer scope.
So it can still see it. You can still see outside of it.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
a
adding.
global
It's not.
value,
It's
right?
It's a something that's in a parent scope, not a global, just in the parent scope.
So you can see up, but you can't see down.
Correct.
so it's like daytime, you can see outside the window during the day.
Right.
Well, you can see up, but then you can't see it. If that was placed on the bottom, it won't see it.
Right. It has to be above it.
This is reading from top down.
Correct.
Gotcha.
So now I don't want to print out that anymore. I want to print out buyer. And I want to push buyer to the bucket. Also don't log the bucket. And it's no longer just name, it's buyer.name.
Oh, because you only want to.
I only want to actually show.
You only want to show not everything
Yeah.
else.
Mm-hmm.
Why is tickets bought still underscore tickets bought and not in the number of tickets bought box?
Right here.
Yes.
So say that again. So the ticket bought.
Oh wait, never mind. You highlighted it and it helped. You see
Mhm.
the extra tickets bought. I didn't see the first one.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. So how do we deal with this? Creating our object here from different places. The DOM, a variable, calculating it. And then we're adding it to our bucket. Do you want to see if this works? So since we have an intent, since we've done something, what do we expect to see?
Buyer's information
In the log.
Yep.
in a log, and then we should
And
see
the bucket.
just the name in the bucket.
0, 1, 2.
We should have the whole thing is out of the bucket. So this bucket will print out all the objects
Oh,
that are in the bucket. So the first time I add something, I'm going to see in the console whoever I added bought one ticket for $5. And then in the list we're just going to have buyer.name. So let's see if this works after we add our text box real fast. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, Mark.
Morning.
How are you doing today?
Class. Alright.
All right.
So, if you're parsing the int, would you want to still make it a text type?
So this is a new type number. Normally we've done type text, right? You can do type number and it'll give you two things. A, more semantic meaning to what's going on. And B, sometimes some browsers will actually give you special tools to make this more number friendly. Do you ever see those text boxes that have like the arrows you can click up? Those are type numbers.
More importantly, on a mobile device,
Yeah.
if you tap in the number field, the keyboard that pops up is a numeric keypad instead of
Mhm.
things. Yeah. He's also probably going to show you type email soon. That's when you get the @ symbols and little .com buttons on your keyboard. Sometimes you have it, sometimes you don't. It's because they put type email
Yep.
in the field.
Yeah.
So you
So-
don't get that, lazy developers.
So it still returns a string.
Well, you
that's
got a
why you're parsing
string.
it.
They're gonna pass, and that's why you did the other one.
Everything's always a string.
Yeah. This just kind of helps nudge users to put in numbers, nudge users to do that. So head over here, Raffle system. I'm gonna add a placeholder so I know what's going on. Name, placeholder, number bot. Her name is Tina. She bought one.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Ah,
Go back to the number
One.
button.
Oh. Yeah.
So that's a little arrow.
Woo!
So that's nice.
Tickets, give me money.
yeah.
Yeah, right?
They're gonna have a new problem now.
But it also goes negative.
It does. It does, but that's
We can work the kinks out.
that's another problem.
Okay.
Need it to go on one page.
Yep. So this is now the buyer that we created. This is now our bucket. It's an array with one element in it, so index 0. And you see that entire object is stored at index 0.
What does the rest mean there? Control array. Right one. Okay.
That just means that it's type array, length 1.
Keep adding.
what's it look like with another person?
Blue.
Question.
Yes.
Now that Gus brought it up, can you reference those photos?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, why does it say $10 over there then, still, instead of,
That's a
Oh, we
mistake.
haven't fixed that yet.
Great question. Remember when I said we're going to change this and a whole bunch of things are going to break?
gotcha.
That's one of the things that breaks, because if you recall, we're just multiplying the length times 5.
Lamp and pocket.
So then we actually have to go through and see how much people actually paid.
Because over there it does, okay,
Yeah. This is
gotcha.
this is working. We're cool with this, right? We're adding it. Our bucket now is a whole bunch of stuff. the user's only seeing what they really want to see. We can probably add like how many tickets that they bought here if we wanted to. That shouldn't be too much of a leap. But let's fix the money, because that's going to bug me. That this is not broken. So if we head back over here, we're now storing.
Hires instead
Or,
of.
So I do need to commit. We've added a text box. We store the amount paid and the number of tickets per person. Save that.
It's on the list.
Updated our
Next.
data structure to store objects, not just strings. Yay! So, update how the pot is calculated. So before we even go back to our code, how do we want to calculate the pot now?
I was thinking you could,
Adding the amount paid.
you'd have to loop through the whole array and pull out the amount paid and then just add them together.
So we need to loop through the array and add the amount paid as we go to a total as we go.
So we're making another variable for it.
But if you did a loop, you're gonna have to call that function every time that you add someone. So wouldn't it just start at 0 again and re-add the first person? Amount paid.
Yeah, it should. You can set it to 0.
Okay, so it's an update. It's not okay, never mind. It's not an add. It's an update.
So can we call? We're calling the text box.
Yep.
Text box is there. As soon as they put the amount of tickets and it just multiplies by 5 and they put it in the object.
Yep.
Can we also call the same text box to do something different, like another thing? After you do this, also I want you to add in a different.
Yep, that's what we're going to do right now. So now, where are we displaying the total? Right here, right? All right. So let's pull this. Let's see. We can do a couple different things here. Let's refactor this code to be a bit cleaner. All right. A bit. Right now, it's a bit kind of like brute forcey. Like we just kind of list everything else. Let's kind of refactor and build us up some Lego blocks. All right. So I'm going to create a new function. Up here, const update total in HTML. Update total for pot. And this is how we're currently doing it, right? Yep, so we're gonna call our function there. We're gonna put our logic here. So now, why I did that is now I don't have to touch this add name to bucket function. I can close it up and not think about it. So now I've taken my mental context, my mental scope of what all I need to think about, and I've shrunk it just down to this one simple idea. Which is just, I want to make this function that updates the total pot in the HTML. So just to go one step further now, I want to create a function that calculates the total for the current pot. All right? So now I've taken this line, moved it into its own function. Now I'm taking this one thing, this one action of getting the current total, and I want to put that into its own function. All right?
First thing I would do is set the current total to 0.
Okay, so let total equals 0.
And we can do a for loop.
Okay, for loop.
Oh, no.
How did it even give you the array? Like, it's like it knows.
Yeah.
How-
So how did I do that, right?
Yeah.
Googled it all day
Four tab?
yesterday.
4, and it's the one with the box, the dots.
So you just slow down.
Yep.
It already knows to put in an array.
Because it arrays like 99% of the time you use a for loop, so it's like array.
So it'll be bucket.
Change it to those time.
Yep. And then it's not element. Let's give it a more meaningful name. Buyer. Raffle. You know what?
Oh, the
Individual person.
Individual. Yeah.
Individual.
Buyer. Alright, so now we have a for loop. Now what do we do?
You have to use your
You gotta
keys to call for the value or the total number of tickets they bought.
Okay. So what should I type?
Individual buyer dot, whatever it's called, money, total money, spent.
Total tickets or tickets purchased.
Ticket bot.
Amount
Tickets.
No, take this one.
Amount paid would be fine, yeah, because we're gonna times it by 5 anyway, so.
Well, amount paid is fine. It's
Yeah,
No,
you
divide it by
you've already calculated.
Yeah, we've already
Well, we
calculated.
did that already, we did, okay.
We already did the times 5, so we have it now. So now what are we doing with this?
We have to add it to the total on the top.
Okay, how would I do that?
So you would say total equals, or total plus equals individual buyer dot paid amount. Maybe.
Maybe. I need to.
Tweet.
Log into Twitter. Oh god, going to my Twitter account. I'm gonna do that later. It's not that I don't pay anything, I just don't trust some of my
I feel like
followers.
every time you do that, it's the same thing. It's like, oh, I'll do this.
Oh! Yeah, I do that later. Anyway, so back to what Mike was saying, total plus equals individual dot amount paid.
And it confused me at first, but now I think I have it. You wouldn't have to do the individual buyer part, right? You could just say bucket I,
Yeah.
not amount paid.
Yep. If I wanted to simplify my code a little bit, I could do something like this.
Any reason not to do that?
Any reason not to do this?
It's more
To
abstract.
simplify it like that.
Um,
I was just trying to think why you did it constant in the first place.
it loses.
Some readability.
Some semantics.
So this is a good way to do another technique we're going to learn next week called map or for each loop. It kind of helps start thinking in terms of individual items inside the array, not just a position inside of the array. So I would probably just keep this here because this also lends itself to easier refactoring later.
Just out of curiosity, instead of the for loop, you could have done a for each.
I mean, I could have. There are different types of for loops. I'm sure some of you have stumbled across it at certain points, like a for each loop, something called a map. We could use a different type of for loop here, but we're going to stick with a basic for
Right,
loop.
but I'm just saying. Okay, so long as you could, and then just basically you end up in the same place.
Yep.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
You can use a while loop here if you wanted to. Don't know why you would, but you could. As long as we hit everything inside of our bucket and add it to our total. Multiple ways to skin a cat.
Okay, so you create an individual buyer and
Yep. Keep that there. So then after I calculate it, I need to return it.
So down in your update total for pot and HTML,
Mhm.
that text content equals the return value of that function.
So let's think about this real fast. So I click that button, add, all right? I'm going to create and push it to my bucket, all right? Then I'm going to call update total for pot in HTML. All right, still with me here? Then in here, I'm going to call get total from bucket. So I'm going from in here to here to here. Calculating the total. And from this get total from bucket, I'm returning the total, which will be a number, right? 10, 15, 20, whatever that is. And setting that number to the text content.
So that would be text content equals total?
Yep.
or
Yep.
It would then become text content equals total, because it would.
Conceptually, yeah, yep.
I'm still not getting the total plus equal individual buyer.
Right here.
Yeah. I mean,
So what is this a shortcut for? So we'll
It's
help.
total equals total plus individual buyers.
So you get your old total plus the new total.
Just a way to avoid writing total twice.
So the first loop would be 0 plus 5, and the second one would be 5 plus 15, whatever the.
Or yeah.
So that plus before the minus is like the plus plus? That would
Yes.
add the one?
So the plus adds the 1. The plus equals adds whatever is on this side of the equal sign to it. So don't see if this works.
Yep.
I'm confident it'll work. I'm not saying it will. I'm just confident. Yep. The Tina bought 5 tickets. Hey. Bob was cheap. Bought 1 ticket. Hey, that works.
Someone else winner?
So yeah, so now,
Bob. How do you fix the negative number on the total?
so negative number will kind of hunt a little bit. Trusting the user, which is always the best thing to do in the world. We want to do, now how do we select the winner? And we have 5 minutes. So how would we change it to weighted? Any ideas? This kind of blows up a little bit. So if you're looking at this and saying it's hard, that's okay. So what are some ideas, Gus?
Why do we want to change it? It's already.
Because if Tina bought 5 tickets.
Okay, yeah. Right now she has the same chance as Bob because each has 1 time.
Yep.
We want to make Tina have 4.
So let's define that problem so we understand what exactly we're solving. So problem, if Tina bought 5 tickets and Bob buys 1 ticket, they each have the same chance of winning.
Bob says, what's the problem with that?
Yeah, oh yeah, Bob's
Bob's
happy.
happy. That's not a problem.
Tina ain't happy.
Yeah.
Let me ask. Each ticket technically has the same probability of being picked.
So in our scenario here, Tina has a 5 times more likely chance of getting selected over Bob.
But forget about that. Each individual ticket has an equal
Yep.
chance of being picked.
Yes.
So if you were to track the ticket number, wouldn't that sort of even everything out?
Yeah, like creating an array for tickets.
So that's one option, is to now create ticket numbers. And instead of drawing from a list of names, you draw from a list of ticket numbers.
So couldn't we also just have an empty array and add Tina,
So
but
many
we won't
times.
just add Tina one time, we'll add her 5 times.
We'll add the times amount of tickets she bought.
Yeah, use her
So
object.
idea 1, taking numbers. Idea 2, adding them a representative number of times to a new array.
So just like we created a total for the money, we could create a total for the ticket count.
Okay.
So in this case, it'd be 6 total tickets, and then you could just say individual buyer dot ticket count divided by total ticket count. So in Tina's case, she would have 5 divided by 6 probability,
Okay.
and then you could,
So how does that help us actually select a winner?
well, you can apply you could do a math.random between 0 and 1,
Okay.
and apply the 5 divided by 6 number and say, if it's between 0 to 5/6, choose Tina. If it's between 5/6 to 1, choose Bob. That might be a hard way to do it.
That's a more mathematical way to do it.
Yeah, but wouldn't
So
you run into a problem if 2 individuals come up with the same amount of tickets? Wouldn't you come up with the same, technically, they could split it?
I think with Chris's way, I think that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah,
both-
there are some weird edge cases, so the abstract, the high level way of what Chris is saying is that take that range of 0 to 1 and evenly distribute or proportionally distribute the amount of tickets that users bought to that range.
Or you could just do math.random times the total ticket count to have, instead of 0 to 1, it'd be 0 to however many
Yeah.
tickets. So it'd be an easier thing to.
Yeah. So like Tina would be the first. So for this example, our range would be 1 to 6, right? Because we have 6 tickets. If we generate a number that's 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, Tina wins. If we generate a random number that's 6, Bob wins. If we had Tina, Bob, Linda, and Jean, the first 5 tickets would be Tina, the next one would be Bob, the next chunk would be how many Linda bought, and the next chunk would be how many Jean bought. So it's similar to the array idea, except we're using number representation instead.
I was just
It's a
thinking,
bit more complex.
Would you have to make
Yeah.
an if statement for every person?
You'd have to build it up dynamically. So you have to build up a new data structure with a new list in order to process that. Yeah.
one of the reasons I like the array is because haven't we already designed a thing to go through an array and pick a winner? So
Yep.
all we have to do now is just figure out how to add your name more than
Yep.
once. So that's an easier fix.
That's what I was going to do. That's what I was leaning towards for today. Now tomorrow, my theoretical tomorrow, I want to move it towards more of a number of an ID. So you actually have ticket numbers instead.
It also fixes the other problem.
It fixes a few of these as well, yes.
Yeah, the ticket number helps the
Mhm.
the same name problem for sure.
But for today, it's 12 o'clock. Don't feel pressured to stay if you have appointments. We're going to do this really fast. It'll be on recording, so you can watch it later on YouTube. So if you have lunch plans or something like that, feel free to go do them. I'm not going to force you to stay. So do you want to do this real fast then? Yeah. Anything else to say? Again, don't feel pressured to stay.
Just pressured.
Everyone's.
Everyone stays. Okay, fine. I'll leave. Yeah. Yeah. So we want to let's spell this out. So our solution would be to make a new array that has each buyer's name in the array, the amount of times they bought a ticket. Then select winner from that array. Is that accurate? All right, let's do this. So where are we selecting the winner? Here we are. Selecting the winner. So we already have, let's look at what we have and see what we have to change. We have the winner, so we already are selecting the random one. So that's fine. We just need to not select it from our bucket anymore.
Change bucket, because that's where objects are.
So let's create a new array, const, we'll call it tickets for now. All right, so now how do we add each user to that tickets array?
So it'd be a push.
So we're pushing something. What are we pushing?
We're pushing the number,
The
well,
name
their name.
multiplied by the amount of tickets.
So pushing name, the amount of times they have a ticket. All right. So how would we do this?
So
A what?
A loop.
A loop. So let's create a loop. I'll give you a hint. It's a for loop.
It's the same exact loop, right? Just different calculation.
So for bucket.length, let's do buyer here. All right, so now we have each buyer. So now how do we push that buyer's name so many times to the array?
it should be. Can you times it? Can you just use it times?
How do I do something multiple times?
You loop.
I loop it.
So embedded loop.
It's math dot, it wouldn't be random, it would be,
No, it's
Yeah, it's a loop. There is a math dot something, but it's a loop. At the end of the day, you're gonna have to loop it because you're gonna have to do it so many times. So for
Okay.
j, so what's our upper bounds now?
Buyer dot.
it's the number of times they bought a ticket.
Yep. Tickets bought. I know that's not right, but yeah, for right now it is.
number of tickets bought, isn't it?
Tickets bought. We don't need that. Now tickets dot push buyer dot name. How's that sound?
And we'll console log tickets.
Word it. Console.log tickets.
Sleep. But it's tickets.
Local.
That's fine.
Oh, it's fine.
Because remember, this is only being called once. So it doesn't need to be long-lived. So we can do it, create it, evaluate it, and then get rid of it. We don't have to store it around forever.
But I think so. Just because, but that console log tickets is outside of the select winner function.
No, it's not.
Are you?
No, no, it's fine.
Oh, it goes all the way down to the bottom there, huh?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, because we already created some.
It's a big function.
It is a big function. We'll probably want to refactor it at some point. So let's kind of look back at what we did. We're saying for every item inside of the bucket, so for every user that bought something, we're looking at each user, and for however many times that they bought a ticket, we're putting their name inside of the tickets array. So let's see if this will work. So now if I add Tina, she bought 5, Bob bought 3. Now when I announce my winner, I should see an array of 5 Tinas and 3 Bobs, right? I don't know who will win because of course that's random, but Tina will have a good chance of winning.
Oh, yeah, wait.
Yeah, we haven't updated. This doesn't work, so don't look at this.
And this one's fine.
So here's our tickets array. Tina, Bob, 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 Bob.
Tina loves to do good business.
Yes, she knows how to lose $20.
It went to charities.
Yes, charity. It's all good. It's all good. So yeah, we've updated how the winner is selected. Do you want to update this real fast?
Real quick, while we're on the topic of picking a winner, just a really high level of if you wanted to implement the ticket in the object, would you just have an attribute called like have an array of
Tickets.
ticket names?
Yep.
And then how would you update? Is that where we're gonna go tomorrow?
What do you mean?
Updating an ID each time that they buy one.
We can go to that either later today or next week at some point. So real fast, we don't have to do too much crazy here. Because remember, we have,
We already have, so we should fix that.
yep, so what does it get? Total from bucket. Tina bought 6, Bob bought 2. The winner is Tina won $20. Because we had a little bit of a refactoring, made ourselves a Lego block. It made our lives easier down the road.
So Tina still loses money, come on.
She's still losing money. But it's going to charity.
She's only losing $10 instead of 30.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's better.
That makes sense.
$10 to donate 20.
How are we feeling? Objects. We talked about objects, problem solving, a little bit of refactoring today, kind of working with code from yesterday. So speaking of working with code from yesterday, for this weekend's project, you're going to be making a blackjack game. It's not completely like 100% blackjack. It's a simplified rule set, so it's not so crazy. My advice to you is to really design out and think about how you're going to do everything and actually approach it with intent, not just start randomly writing classes in HTML and JavaScript. So I highly recommend writing out everything you have to do on paper and showing it to me or Jason today, and kind of working through a good design. Encourage you to use your shuffle deck from yesterday, and if you got the dealing cards yesterday, use that as well. Use that as a stepping stone for this weekend's project. That sound good? Alright, use that too.
Blackjack is
Yeah, so you want me to do it?
No.
Want to get some?
Yeah.
Let's do it.